So I switched my profile after that to Azure. So I helped them. I helped my friends and I helped my like few of my colleagues to switch to Azure cloud domain after that, right? And then like to so it started the teaching journey started from there actually. So I helped them. I taught them what are the project which I am doing, and then a few of my friends got a job, and then they also referred few of their friends, and then slowly two students became few students, and I started my teaching journey after that. And after COVID, I wanted to move back to Bangalore, but like I got curious because I wanted to travel because it was just COVID and 2 to 3 years we were locked down in the hometown. So I wanted to travel. So I applied in European countries, right? And then I applied in Dubai and those countries as well, so that I get some on-site opportunity. And luckily, like I got an on-site opportunity. I applied in few of the companies on-site, and then I given few of the interviews, and I was able to crack the job in Aldisod in Germany, and I am working here as a data engineer after that, right? And I do it as a part time. I basically since then I never stopped teaching after this COVID journey. It has been 2 to 3 years. I am into this particular Azure data engineering domain, and I'm continuously helping people, teaching people, and then trying to teach what I do in my company. And then this started helping people, so they got a job in Azure data engineering field. I started sharing my journey, and then they felt it is helpful. And then this is how training journey happened, right? So this is pretty much about me. So during my training, I also provide the project which I do. I try to teach what I do. So if you take training from me, probably you know whatever I know, right? So I try to deliver everything what I know, and then as my knowledge skill set also increases day by day, I try to add that in my course curriculum, and then make it more and extensive and more advanced, right? So this is what I do. So this is pretty much about me, right? Now, so this is where you can go and check out my LinkedIn profile, right? And what are the projects I have done and all of that you can check out. So as I told you that like I started as like in this during this year I started as business analyst, and then the data analyst kind of a role. And from here, I started working in Azure cloud domain. I worked say in Sanity, I worked in sprint detection, and then I moved to Aldershot in Germany, right? I worked here extensively. In between here, I worked 15 days, 20 days here and there for like few of the job like Zebia, Northern Tool. Like I worked there like for a couple of months, but I haven't that added it over here because I got a better opportunity that I switched around. But this is more and less in the companies which I have worked, right? So you can check out my project and everything. And during my overall the workshop which we have today, I will share many slides, and then some people feel that slides are very helpful for them. So you can go check out my LinkedIn profile. I share very valuable content over here, and I invest a lot of time to prepare this content because people find it helpful. So you can go check out this content, and then if you can get value out of it, you can use it, right? So this is, and then during the demo as well, there would be many slides which I will present. You can go check out those slides as well. Okay. So this is pretty much about me. Now let's go through the our Education Ellipse website. So as I told you that like during COVID, this training journey started, and then started helping people. And it was not like I wanted to start a company or anything of that sort. It's just like it started out of just curiosity of teaching people and helping people. And then I felt that it's better that I include few of the mentors with me. So this is about me. I am working in Azure cloud domain from 8 to 9 years, as I told. And then with me, Vail Murugan also joined this journey. He is my colleague. We done a couple of projects together. So he joined me, and then he basically started helping people in AWS cloud domain, Snowflake cloud domain, and then big data cloud domain. Right? He has a 15 years of experience. So we both in education and lives, we make sure that we provide a training what we do, right? So we actually do a project in the side, and then we try to teach those projects in our trainings, right? That is what we do. And we thought of doing it full time, but we also feel that, yeah, so there are like technologies changing so much nowadays that you need to be in touch with what is happening, otherwise you miss upon things, right? So we never left the job, and we will not leave the job, and then we will continue doing our job to be in touch with technology, and then we'll grasp from there and try to help people. So this is what we do in Education Ellipse. We basically provide a training from the mentors who are currently working in the industry, and then we try to provide a real world project experience from that, right? And so suppose the people who are here, like 50 to 54 5 people who joined today, are here for one basic agenda, right? All of you, each one of you, want to either switch your profile to Azure cloud domain, right? This is the basic agenda. You came here, right? And then whenever you want to switch your profile to Azure cloud domain or any sort of a cloud domain, what are the things you need, right? You first of all need to understand how to give interview, how to so you first of all need to know how to prepare your resume, right? So that is the journey, right? So first of all you need to know how to prepare your resume, then how to give interview, then in the resume you need to write project, then you need to have relevant skill set. So I'm just backtracking it. So whenever you want to switch your profile, you first of all need a very solid resume. Then you need to understand how to basically introduce yourself in the interview. Then you also need to understand that how to do projects. Then you also need to understand what are the relevant skill set you need to have, right? We will help you with everything, right? So we will basically, and we will help you with gaining a skill set, then doing projects, then writing those projects in your resume, then preparing for the interview, then how to say that projects in the interview, how to introduce yourself. We will tell you everything, right? And each one of the steps are important, because if you miss upon anything, you won't be able to switch your profile, right? So some people are very good in research and exploration, and then they go to YouTube, they try to search videos, they learn, but they fail on giving interviews and passing interviews. Some people are very good in interviews, they are very good in, they are like just like explanation and everything, their storyline is very good, but they fail in technical skill set. They are not in those kind of a zone, right? And sometimes you are confused, because if you go to YouTube, right, you will get confused that what to learn, because in a YouTube you have so many materials to learn, that here if you type Azure data engineer, right, you will basically get so many videos, and these videos are really good, right? So I'm not saying that these videos are not good. These videos are really good, but the problem is you won't be able to understand that which video to watch, how much video to watch, and what are the things you should do. You will get confused, you will get lost, you will completely get lost with this, right? Because you won't be able to understand that what I should learn based upon my profile, right? That you won't be able to understand. We will help you with that, right? So we have a particular set of a course curriculum which you guys can follow, and then you can gain knowledge out of it. And you should learn what is important rather than focusing on many things, because if you go to naukri.com profile, if you try to search Azure data engineering role, if I just go here and then search Azure data engineer, right, you will be amazed with what are the things people are writing. People just write everything in their job profile. They will write CI/CD pipeline, they will write Power BI, they will write PySpark, they will write SQL, they will write Scala. Some people will write R as well. Some people write ML algorithm, and then you will be like, man, what I should learn? I want to switch, and it's like it seems so hectic for me, right? So we will guide you with everything. What are the relevant skill set and projects you should learn with the mentors who are currently working in the industry, and then we will provide you attention. Reason being that we our batches are not like 100 200 students are there. We have limited set of students who come and learn together, so we will be able to give you time, and then we will be able to help you with that, right? And then, as I told you, it's a personalized learning. It's a hands-on practice. We help you with the resume preparation, mock interview. We have a 7-day refund policy with all of our training, whatever we provide, and whatever courses we have made, and the syllabus which we have. we do a thorough market research before keeping up our price, right? So we you go to the market, you check out if you get similar course with a similar offering with syllabus, you come back to us and we'll match that particular price. You'll not, but I'm very sure you'll not get it, right? But you can, if you get it, you come back to us and then we'll match the price. Or if the price difference is huge, we'll give you the course for free. That is also guarantee which we are giving you, okay? And then there is a 7-day refund policy because you guys are connecting virtually for us, and then there is a virtual world right now. Nobody is trusting anyone, right? So we are giving you the 7-day refund policy. If you're not able to, if you join us and then if you feel in 7 days this training is not working for you, you are not able to understand the trainer, you come back to us, we'll give you this the refund in 7 days without any problem. But nobody came to us for the refund due to our teaching style. But anyways, we are giving that kind of a liberty as well so that you're comfortable before registering. As I told you, we provide courses around Azure data engineering. So we have Azure data engineering course, we have a Databricks and Spark course, then we have a combined course curriculum, then we have a AWS course, right? Then we have a Fabric course curriculum as well, and then we have a Snowflake data engineering course curriculum, which we recently started. Today only we started this particular course, which is a Snowflake data engineering course, right? So, and then we also offer recorded material of each and every course. So suppose somebody wants a fast-paced learning, or somebody feels that, hey, I am not good at attending a particular class at a particular time. I want to just like attend whenever I want to, right? And so I just want to watch videos whenever I can, right? Because my schedule is busy and all of that, right? So we have a recorded material of each and every course which you can also opt for. So Data Factory, data engineering course, Databricks and Spark course, as AWS data engineering course, and Snowflake will be also live in some days, right? And then you can check out the reviews over here, right? So you can just go and then explore around the reviews. Some of the video reviews are here, and then these are the reviews which we have, right? So here, this is the platform, Urban Flow platform, which I started using back in when I started teaching journey. So reviews are not, so if you say that I have like 2000 reviews, it's not like that, because I do it as a part time, as I told you. So I take very limited students. I help them. I groom them. I help them till the end. They get a job, right? So I have a very limited reviews, but those reviews are legit. You can say that here 4.9. Luckily, people are liking my training, and you can check out those reviews as well over here, right? And then you can go to Google Map as well, and then you can check out the reviews over there as well, right? So you can search education ellipse, and then you can check out few reviews in Google as well, right? So you can just like type education ellipse, for example, like maps. Yeah, you can check out the reviews over here as well, right? All right. So this is pretty much about education ellipse, pretty much about me. Now let's come back to the main agenda, why we are here today, right? So let's try to go deep into that, okay? So now the people who are here for one basic agenda, as I told you, that you are here to understand how to switch your profile to Azure data engineering domain and how to get started, right? So some of you are not here for any sort of a course, or you are not here to basically register or look for any course. You are here to explore it around. That is completely fine, because I will make sure once you go from here, you'll gain some knowledge, right? So now what we will do now, we will, before coming to the demo, I was trying to note down all the question which you guys might have, right? So suppose if you have a question around, hey, what is the future of Azure, or why Azure, right? So what is the future of cloud? Why I should learn cloud? And then if you are confused that, hey, about like, can you tell me about Azure? Can you tell me about data engineering? What is data engineering? Right? So if you are confused that, hey, what is cloud? I don't know. What is Azure? Why I should learn Azure? Because we have AWS, we have GCP. Why I should learn Azure only, right? And then what is data engineering? Sometimes people are like want to learn data engineering, but they are not like sure what is data engineering, right? So we'll talk about that as well. And then sometimes people are confused that, hey, I'm a fresher, I have a career gap, I am 10 years of experience guy, I'm already earning like 20, 30 LPA, how I can switch? So we will cover up each and every question. We will try to understand how you can switch and what are the things you should learn. Then sometimes people are confused about I am a Power BI developer, I am a SSIS developer, I am an informatical developer, I am an admin, or I am from sales background, I am from marketing background, I am from non-tech background. Can I switch? How I can switch, right? Then sometimes people are confused about how much coding I should learn, whether I should learn SQL, whether I should learn Python, whether I should learn both, and how much I should learn, right? So you have a question around it. Now, if you have a question around like, hey, how many projects we will cover, whether we will cover 3 to 5 live projects, or how we will practice in Azure, how I can approach the interview, learning a separate thing, but you are telling that I will help you with interview preparation, but how you will help me in the interview preparation, right? How I will handle the scenario based question in the interview, right? If you have all of this question, and then sometimes people are confused about, hey, my timings was not suitable, or I am working in New Zealand, or I am working here and there, how you can switch, right? So if you have a question, any question, we will basically tackle and answer each and every question, right? And during the demo, if you have any other question beside this what I have written over here, you can type in the chat and I will take that question, right? And then in during the demo, I will also give you the chance so that you can speak one to one with me, and then you can basically clarify your doubt. But I will make sure the 50 people who joined today, if you have any question, you can clearly ask me. I will be able to answer all the question, right? I will make sure that I will answer each and every question. Then only this particular demo will end. Okay. So you can basically question me anything. You can ask me anything. You can try to clarify your doubt, right? And you make sure that each and every question is answered. And then you basically understand the total roadmap, like a complete roadmap. You understand it, right? So let's start this, right? So first of all, let's start with so if I just plot this completely, right? So you can basically understand it. I already given an introduction. I already given my website information, and then I said that if you have any question, you can go check out my LinkedIn profile. You can get all the content, whatever you get in my LinkedIn profile, what I will share today, right? So let's start with one. These are the topic we will cover one by one, and then if you go through the top, like if I go through one by one each and every topics, then all of your question will be answered anyways, right? So we will first start with why cloud, what is cloud, right? And then we will basically start with this. um why and what of data engineering. Then we'll start with what are the tools you should learn. Then we will learn what and why of Databricks and Spark. Then we'll learn about coding is required or not. Then we'll learn about who can do this, right? Fresher can do this, or 5 years of experience can do this, or more than 5 years of experience can how he can do it, and then where to practice, and then course and project recordings, right? So we'll cover up each and every topic, and then what are the technical interview preparation you can do, certification you can do, what is the salary you can expect by doing this particular course curriculum. And then in the end, if you're interested for any sort of like a courses, we will give you the offer so that you can enroll for the course as well, right? So the whole demo will go for one to 1.5 hours. So please pay attention, and then if you have any question, note down that question and you can ask the question as well, right? So let's start with one basic question about, hey, what is this cloud? I don't know, right? So can you please explain? So let's start with that, and then we'll understand. If we understood cloud, there are so many cloud, right? We have AWS, we have GCP, we have Azure. Why I should learn Azure, right? So we'll understand that. After that, then we'll understand what is data engineering and why we should learn data engineering, right? So we'll understand that. So let's cover up these three basic question. Okay. So, what is cloud, right? So we will come to this. What is cloud? Let me share my screen once again. Okay, all right. So what is cloud, right? So let's understand this. So I will try to explain each and everything in very layman terms so that everybody can make sense out of it. Okay. So suppose back in 2012 when I was in college, I used to use CDs, DVDs, pen drive, and all of that, right? Now I no longer use them. Why? Because if I want to upload a photo, I can use Google Drive. I can share easily with anyone. If I want to watch movie, I can go to Netflix, watch the movie, right? That I can do. I no longer do that. Reason being that it's not convenient for me, because if I use a pen drive, I need to go to the market, purchase a new pen drive whenever it is full. I need to maintain that particular pen drive, if and I will make sure it is not corrupted so that my data is not lost, right? So I'll make sure everything. That is basically hectic for me. and that is why I'm switching to the cloud. This is the same reason, if you think in very layman terms, that is why every company is also switching to the cloud. So if you see, upgrade is very can be upgraded very easily. If your storage is full or anything, if your server size, if you want to upgrade your servers, you can easily upgrade it. Collaboration is very easy. You can easily collaborate with anyone. Implementation is very easy. You can opt for the cloud whenever you want, right? And then it is pay as you go. Means you need to pay how much you use it, right? That's all. So that is why every company is moving to the cloud, as every individual is moving to the cloud, right? So that is why everything what used to happen on premise, which means that whatever used to happen not on a cloud, now happening in the cloud, like data engineering, data science, data analysis, all happening in the cloud nowadays, right? So now what is cloud? Cloud is nothing but like practice of using a network of remote server hosted on the internet to store, manage and process data rather than your local computer. What does it mean? Let me try to make this also simple for you. Okay. So back in 2012, I was going to the internet cafe and paying them 100 rupees an hour to use their computer, right? Because I need to give this AI or those IIT mock papers when I was in Kota. But now I no longer do that because I have my own computer. I can just do that by my own, right? At that point, I don't have that, right? And then back in 2012 as well, during my holidays, I was going to the internet cafe to watch, to play some video games and all of that. Now I no longer do that because I do have my own computer and those things, right? So now if you think about it, during that time, I was paying for a virtual machine, paying for a computer because it has some software or some sort of machine installed in that, right? So that is what the cloud is, right? So you are trying to use virtual machine provided by Microsoft, provided by GCP, provided by the Amazon, right? So you are using those computers and you are paying for it, right? So the practice of using a network of remote servers means virtual machine hosted on the internet. Hosted means you can access it through internet to store and manage process data, so that you can store data, manage process data rather than your local computer. You're not using local computer. So that is what the cloud is. And on demand pay as you go means you can opt for it whenever you want and you need to pay how much you use it. That's all, right? So that is what the cloud is. Now Microsoft has a data center across the globe, right? So suppose if you go over here, Microsoft data center, right? Microsoft data center. So if I type over here, if I search it, then location, right? So let me write location as well. Then if you search it, you can see all of this data center Microsoft has. So you can opt for a virtual machine over here as well. You can opt for the virtual machine over here as well. So if you want to opt for a virtual machine over here as well, you can choose it and you can opt for the virtual machine anywhere, wherever you want, right? And you can choose it. Suppose if your data is residing in Chhattisgarh, for example, you can opt for a virtual machine in central India so that your data transfer would be easy to that particular VM, right? And all of these virtual machines are connected through through a connection, right? So that you can transfer data anywhere, wherever you want, right? That you can do. So that is what the cloud is, right? And now suppose somebody says that Abhishek, I understood what is cloud. I understood that cloud is important. Now, which cloud I should start, right? So whether I should start for AWS or GCP or Azure, right? So, and why I should choose Azure only, right? So guys, as I told you that I am in this particular field from past 8 to 9 years, right? And then whenever I want to, whenever back in 2017, 18, I wanted to switch my job in India as well. Multiple times I switched my job, right? So from 5 to 10 LPA, 10 to 15, 50 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, right? So I have seen all the journey, right? So whenever I wanted to switch my profile, I was getting an interview call. I will not say that I am like just like I give one interview, clear all the interview. It's always a struggle whenever you want to switch your job, right? It's always a struggle. But what is the main thing is you should get an interview call. That is the main thing, right? And if you get an interview call, then only you can switch, right? So if you see Azure has a demand, right? So suppose if I go over here, don't believe me and don't believe anyone, right? So why you should believe anyone? So if you go over here, if you see, you can see the job opening across the globe for all the salary package which you want. And it is very obvious that if you go to higher package, the openings will decrease, right? but there is opening, right? And then if you just like search for 0 year, 2, 4, 5 year, 6 year, there is a job opening, and then there is a different kind of a job opening, hybrid, remote, work from office, somebody planning for suppose some has a family dependency, their parents are not well, or the like someone is preparing, like somebody is going for a somebody has a kids to take care and all of that. So you have all kinds of a job, right? I have worked remotely for 2 to 3 years, and I still work remotely. I go to office 1 to 2 days, right? So you have that kind of a liberty as well in all the technical roles. And then you can go to LinkedIn and somebody says that Abhishek, I am from US, I am from New Zealand, and I am from Europe. Can I still get a job? Yes, you can still get a job. So from Europe, I also switch my profile from India, and then I switch my profile. So over here as well, if you go, you can just like try to search over here Azure data engineer or something, and then you can see the job openings not only in India, but you can see the job opening across the globe, right? That you can find out and then see, right? So the opportunity is present everywhere, and then Azure has a good market share. The demand is increasing day by day, and the open AI, and then Microsoft is heavily investing in OpenAI, right? So it has a very good partnership with them as well, right? So now I have many points to prove that. So suppose over here, if you see, Microsoft has a very good Office integration, right? And they have a very good tool, like they have Excel, they have this SharePoint, Teams, and all of that, and it has a very good penetration in corporate world, right? So it makes Microsoft to basically market their product very easily, and then they have a very good partnership with OpenAI, and ChatGPT will also give them the chances to basically market their product very easily. And then it is much cheaper as well. It has multi-cloud integration. It has a global data center. So like I can go on and on. It has many points why Azure is better. But I will not say other cloud is bad, right? So you can opt for any sort of a cloud. Everywhere there is an opportunity, but you should choose one and then start, right? So that is the main thing. You should choose one and start. But there is an opportunity everywhere. Don't waste your time 1 month, 2 months just to understand which cloud to learn, right? So you choose one, whatever you feel, whatever your instinct are saying, and then start with cloud. I will suggest Azure because I am in this particular background from past 8 years. 8 to 9 years, and then from the opportunity perspective or from the Microsoft as a company, I really like that company. So that is why I feel Azure has a edge and Azure has a potential, right? Now let's try to understand. We understood why cloud, what is cloud, why Azure, right? We understood that. Now let's try to understand. Hey Abhishek, what is this data engineering? I don't get it, right? So suppose is it ML deployment, or we do deployment over here? Whether I should learn for networking here, or whether I should learn security here, whether I should learn CI/CD pipeline here, or do I need to learn Power BI as well over here, right? So you are basically confused because you don't have a clear definition about what is data engineering, right? So I will try to make it clear for you so that you understand what is data engineering. Because I am the data engineer from past 7 to 8 years, so I clearly know what is data engineering. So I will try to define it for you so that it's clear for you. Okay. So let's try to understand this slide. Okay. So suppose I have a friend. For example, let me pick someone. Okay, fine. I have a friend, Sagar, for example, right? And Sagar belongs from Bangalore, right? And then Sagar is a IT guy, right? So he's thought that after my job, I will open a small retail company, right? So Sagar has a few friends who are also working in IT industry, so he spoke with couple of friends, and then he opened 3 to 4 retail stores, right? So he opened one retail store in Kormangala, he opened a retail store in Whitefield, he also opened a retail store in Balandur, he also opened a retail store in Sarjapur, right? So here in the 4 places he opened retail stores, and all the friends started running the retail store, and after 1 to 2 years they realized that they need to basically understand what is their sales, they need to understand what are the products they are selling on day to day basis, so that they can plan the inventory for future, right? So they want to do all of this, but Sagar job is getting difficult because he is managing everything. So it is getting difficult for him to manage everything because he need to collate the data, every data from all of this store manager to one particular centralized place, and try to make sense out of it, right? So it's getting difficult for him. So he's trying to do it manually every day, and then everybody needs to upload the data every day for him to understand it, right? So it's getting difficult for him. So he contacted me, for example, right? So he told Abhishek, I have the data. Many people stored in SharePoint, many people stored in the file system, many people stored in the SQL server, right? And I am having a hard time to basically tell them to load the data a particular time in the cloud storage so that I can make sense out of it, right? So it's getting difficult for me. So how I can solve it? So I told him it is a standard business problem in which you have a data at different source locations, and then you are trying to understand the data without having an infrastructure about it, right? So you can make everything automated. Reason being that what you can do is you can just open your computer daily in the morning, and then you can just see the charts and dashboard. It can be very easy for you, but you can make everything automated. This is a data engineer data. This is a standard KPI reporting problem which you are facing, and I can assist you to solve that. But you need a data analyst, and also you need an infra guy who can secure our whole infrastructure, right? So he told me, and then I arranged a data analyst for him, and also I arranged an infra guy who can design the architecture for us, right? So now, once a particular architecture has been made that, hey, how to move the data from here to here and how to do this and that, right? So when it is decided, what is the data engineering job and why data is important? Because data engineering is basically moving the data from one point to another, making it ready for the analysis. So what a data engineer will do, data engineer will try to move the data from different source system to a storage automated every day. So every day once the store is closed, the data will be picked up with all the system which all of these his friends are using to a particular storage, and then the transformation will be made on top of it, right? And then a reporting can be done, right? So it's an end-to-end process which somebody can do to basically solve this problem, right? So data engineer's job is to do the extraction, do the loading, and transform it, make it ready. Once it is ready, then data analyst will pick up the data, analyze it, and make a Power BI dashboard, right? And infra guy will secure the whole infrastructure. So what is the data engineering job here? Data engineer job is to do extraction, transformation, and load. That is what the data engineer will do, right? So what is data engineering? Data engineering is nothing but making data ready for data analysts and data scientists so that they can make business sense out of it, right? And also data engineer's job is to do extraction of the data, moving the data from one point to another as per the business requirement, and making it ready for the data analysis and data science on top of it, right? So data engineer will always and always work very closely with data analyst and data scientist. So whenever I worked in data engineering project, I either worked with data analyst or I worked with data analyst, because this is the front end people, right? So once you make data engineer is not like data engineer will always work in the backend system. He will not work in the front end system such as Power BI or a dash application or model serving or all of that, right? So he will support this guy. He work as a defender, right? So that is what he does always, right? And then develop a ETL pipeline for him, building a data marts for data scientists and data analysts, monitor the pipeline on day-to-day basis, make sure the data quality is good, make sure the code quality is good, make sure the cost is optimized, make sure the data pipelines are running in a good efficiency, make sure the data governance and everything is followed, right? Make sure the data lineage has been followed, make sure he is documenting everything. What is not data engineering, right? What is not data engineering? This is very important because some people get confused with this. Some people start with this, right? So whatever I told you, that is what data engineering is. People don't start with this. They start with running CI/CD pipeline, or start learning ML deployment, or start running like making reports or dashboards in Power BI, right? Designing front-end application, writing code, and then web development, handling infrastructure and security. All of this is not data engineering, right? So you should not start with this, right? And then whatever I told you, right? All of these points are huge. Okay, so data engineering is huge. It's not like um, you cannot learn each and every point whatever I said you if you invest like 1 year as well, right? So it's a huge topic. Each and everything is huge topic, and learning is an endless process. So you should first of all try to be good with this, all of this, right? instead of hopping around many things and then knowing nothing, right? Because right now, with chat gpt, open ai, all of that, you should be very good with certain things, right? If you have a surface knowledge, ai can just like come and replace you, because ai can just give that surface knowledge anyways, right? So now you should try to understand each and everything, then try to understand how ai is working, and then try to understand how to use ai to make you efficient, right? Rather than just having a surface knowledge about anything, right? So you should not have a surface knowledge, you should have a deep down knowledge about the system and process, so that you can use AI and to solve problems, right? Rather than having a surface knowledge. So start with all of learning with all of this, learning about ATL pipeline, learning about data marts, learning about building data pipelines, code quality, data quality, right? And then learning about optimizing cost, performance, and everything, right? That is what you should learn, rather than focusing about other things, right? So now somebody was saying that you want like roadmap. So roadmap will be shared, please wait. Prerequisite, everything will be shared, guys. So one by one I will cover everything. We don't need to go ahead, right? So without knowing about what is data engineering, it doesn't make sense I share prerequisite. So I will share roadmap, I will share everything, but be patient, because sometimes you feel that you know things but you don't know things, right? So it takes time to understand things as well. So first of all, let's understand what is data engineering, and then we will understand the roadmap about data engineering as well at the same time, right? So now this is what the data engineering is. What is data engineering? Data engineering nothing but extract, transform, and load, and helping data analyst, data engineer for the right data set so that they can make business sense out of it, right? That is what the data engineering is. Now, what are the tools I should focus on to learn data engineering, right? So now suppose you should understand data migration and data processing. These are the two main pillars of data engineering. Okay, so data migration and data processing. Okay, what is this data extraction? Data extraction is data migration. Okay, so data migration means moving the data from point A to point B. That is what the data migration is. So suppose if I want to go from point A to point B, I need a vehicle. Similar to that, if you want to move your data from point A to point B, you need a tool, right? So if you want to move your tool from the source to a cloud storage daily at a particular time for any sort of a data which you want, you need a tool. For that, you can either use a data factory, or you can use a Synapse Analytics, or you can use a Fabric. Similarly, if you want to process your data, means transform data, make joins, try to aggregate the data, clean the data, for that, you need to have a processing, right? So for that, you can use a Databricks, or you can use a SQL stored procedure, or you can use a data flows, or you can use data fabric as well. Then you need to store the data. For that, you can use a SQL server or a data lake, right? That also you can use. So these are the 2 to 3 things you should focus on. Data migration, data processing is the main pillar for that. So for data migration, we have data factory, we have Synapse Analytics, right? So for data migration, and fabric as well. For data transformation, we have Databricks, we have Synapse Analytics notebooks as well, right? And we have a SQL server where you can do the transformation. So you should focus on these two pillars, right? And if you know these two pillars very well, your problem is sorted, right? So these are the tools you should focus on. You should focus on Data Factory, which is a data migration tool. You should also focus on Synapse Analytics, which is again data migration tool. You should also focus on Fabric, which is also data migration tool, right? And then you should also focus on data processing tools such as SQL Server. You should need to be good with SQL. You need to go with good with a little bit of Python, right? Yeah, then you should learn Databricks as well. You should learn like Spark a little bit, right? Spark, Databricks, SQL stored procedure, SQL Server. All of this is very important for data processing, right? So Synapse Analytics, Data Factories for data migration means moving the data from point A to point B. And for data processing, we have Databricks, we have SQL DB, and then this is also a storage, right? You should focus on all of these tools, right? Now let's try to understand each and every tool. So as I told you, data migration, which means that migrating the data from point A to point B, moving the data from point A to point B, that is what data factory does, right? And similarly, fabric also does that. Similarly, synapse analytics also does that, right? So let's try to see how data factory looks now, okay? So that it's clear for you. So now if I go over here, if I open data factory, for example, if I open this, yes, data engineer is not data analyst. Your question is completely right. Data engineer is not data analyst. Both are different. So now if I go over here, if I just want to copy the data, right? Suppose if I want to copy the data from point A to point B, I can paste my copy data activity and I can choose my source. What is my source, right? That I can choose. Suppose my source is this SQL server. What is my sink? Where I want to move the data, that I need to choose after that. Suppose I want to move to data lake. So you can select your source, means so from where to where. Just like in when you book Uber taxi, you need to pick point A to point B, right? Similar to that, here you need to pick your source, sink means destination, and then the movement will happen. But good thing about data factory is here you don't need to write any SQL code, you don't need to write any Python code. Here you can do everything by drag and drop activities. So suppose if somebody says that Abhishek, I don't know SQL, I don't know Python, right? I don't know any sort of a coding language, right? Then you can start with data factory in that case. Or you can start with fabric, right? So, but I suggest you start with data factory because here you don't need to write any code, you don't need to write a single line of Python code, a single line of SQL code, but you can start with data factory, you can start learning data factory. But is it that going forward as well you don't need to learn SQL? You need to learn SQL, right? So suppose it's very mandatory skill set, you know, you should know one of the programming language, not both of them, right? You should know, I will suggest you either you learn SQL or you learn Python, but not both of them, right? That you should not focus on because as I again told you, you should be good with one programming language. And then there is a chat GPT and OpenAI which you can anyways to convert those programming language. So suppose if I write select star from table A, inner join table B on A dot ID equals to B dot ID, convert this to Python, PySpark, Scala or whatever, right? So if you write this, it can be done by ChatGPT itself. So you can be good with one programming language, learn basics of other programming language, and then your problem is solved. You can just understand, yeah, what is this pandas, what is this data frame, but you don't need to learn syntax by syntax. That I will not suggest you to learn at the beginning. My focus is, guys, if you know everything, it is pretty good, right? Somebody says that Abhishek, I can learn. If you can learn, it's very good. But I don't want to confuse you with many things, right? That don't want to do. So suppose if you don't know any coding, for example, you don't know any sort of a coding, then start with learning data factory and start learning SQL. That's all, right? Don't focus on anything else beside that. Okay. So if you don't know any sort of a coding, start with SQL, start with data factory. That's all. Simple, right? Don't focus on learning many things, right? That will confuse you. Now, the data factory is a data migration tool. Similarly, in Synapse Analytics also you can do data migration, means move the data from point A to point B. If you have a SQL server here, you can write SQL query, practice it. Now you have Databricks. So suppose if somebody says that Abhishek, I know SQL, I know Python, right? Little bit of Python also I know data SQL as well. For that, you can start with Databricks, right? So if you know coding, then also you can learn data factory, that is still there. But if you know some sort of a coding, you can start with Databricks because there also data processing happens. And whenever you want to process data, you need to write some sort of a code. So here Databricks comes, okay? Which basically helps you process the data, right? Now let's try to understand. So I'm coming to this particular agenda, tools to learn. So we understood data factory, Databricks, Spark, Synapse Analytics. So why and what of Databricks, right? So suppose somebody says that Abhishek, why you are saying that I should learn Databricks? Why can't I manage with SQL only, right? SQL Server, right? I can just learn SQL, write SQL queries over here, and then I can manage my data. I can process my data, right? But why database is important? Because when you have big amount of data, right? When you have very big amount of data, then processing in SQL Server becomes challenging. You cannot process like a big amount of data in SQL Server because it doesn't do the distributed computing. It always and always work in one virtual machine, right? So SQL Server has a one virtual machine processing. Okay, so whenever you process data in SQL Server, it doesn't process data in the distributed manner. What I mean by that is it doesn't use a distributed processing. What I mean by that is, so suppose if I tell you a simple, I will try to give you, make it very simple for you. Suppose if I have a problem statement, 2 minus 2, 2 plus 2, 1 plus 1. And if I want to process and I do solve this problem statement, right? If I submit to a, like, suppose if I submit to a SQL server, only one machine will do the job for you. But in the SQL, in the Spark or in Databricks, what happens is it does a distributed computing, means it will divide your task to different workers, different machines, and then the processing happens, which makes the processing faster. That is why when you have big amount of data, you do the processing in Databricks, right? Or you use a Spark framework for the processing. So what is Spark? Spark is a distributed computing framework, which basically helps you to process data parallelly in different VMs, right? That is what the Spark does. So now suppose if I search what is Spark, right? What is Spark Wiki, right? So Spark is open source unified engine for large scale data processing. Spark provides interface for programming cluster, implicit data parallelism, fault tolerance. Now Spark is open source, means it's free for everyone. Everybody can use Spark, right? And then let me go through the Spark over here. So what is Spark? Spark is multi-language, means suppose why I'm saying that you can start learning only one language and you know others basic, because in Spark you can write SQL code, you can also write Python code, you can write PySpark, you can also write Spark SQL, right? Without any problem. That you can do, right? And Databricks basically, now suppose Spark is open source, right? So Spark code can be run in AWS cloud, in Amazon cloud as well. Sorry, in Amazon cloud, in GCP cloud, in Azure cloud, in Snowflake as well. You can run Spark. You can run Spark everywhere, right? Because it's open source. It's free for everyone. I can just like download Spark in my machine and I can run Spark code. I can do distributed computing in my own computer. But the problem is, suppose if I have 5 TB of data, then I need to purchase 5 TB of memory of my computer, then only I can do the data processing, right? So now what Databricks does, Databricks provide you, Databricks basically created by creators of Apache Spark itself, right? So here if you can see, Databricks is created by creators of Apache Spark. So Databricks is much of a mature tool when it comes to data processing, right? And then Spark processing. So suppose in Databricks, you can ideally so suppose here if I go to the compute node, I can create virtual machine, right? So as I told you that it does the distributed computing, so I can select my worker. What are the workers I want? So what are these workers I want? I want 3 workers, I want 4 workers, that I can choose here and I can create my cluster and do the processing that I can do. And Databricks is created by creators of Apache Spark, which makes Databricks a much more powerful tool, because you can do SQL, you can do data engineering, you can do data ML algorithm, you can do many things over here, right? And you can write Python, you can write SQL, you can write any sort of a language. That makes Databricks a very powerful tool, right? So suppose if I try to show you in Databricks, you can do data warehousing, you can do data engineering, you can do stream processing, you can do data science and ML algorithm, you can do other things as well. So if you know coding, right? If you know SQL, if you know Python, if you can understand that, then Databricks is one of the important tool which you can start. And then you can also learn data factory. You can anyways learn data factory because that doesn't require coding. But if you know coding, right? So database is also you can start. You can learn data processing here. As I told you, for data engineering, two things are main, right? So data migration, data processing. So Databricks is one of the tool which is very good for the data processing and very trendy for the data processing as well. You will see many openings for Spark and data. And one of the important reason why you should learn Databricks is also Databricks is opted by all the cloud technologies. So suppose if you go and search GCP, AWS Databricks, you have AWS Databricks as well. You have GCP Databricks as well. That also you have. You have Azure Databricks as well. That also you have, right? So that basically makes you like not cloud dependent. You can apply to any of the cloud, right? Because everywhere you can use Databricks and then Spark. And then if you understand Spark, Spark is used everywhere, right? In Snowflake as well, Spark has been used in Glue as well. Spark is used. So if you know Spark, how does Spark works, then you can work with any sort of a tool, right? So when it comes to data processing, you should learn SQL to understand SQL data processing. Like you need to learn the warehousing concepts such as what is fact, what is dimension, what is Snowflake schema, what is star schema, and all of that. And you should know Spark distributed computing as well, so that you can process big amount of data. So these are the tools you should focus on: Data Factory, Databricks, Synapse Analytics, DevOps. DevOps is for Git versioning and all of that. And then Data Lake and SQL DB. These are the tools you should focus on, right? The important tool you should focus on. And once you learn all of this, then you can focus on, suppose somebody says that Abhishek, I want to run stream analytics. So suppose there is a batch processing, there is a stream processing. What is the difference between that? Stream processing is every second data is coming, every second, every minute data is coming, right? That is the stream processing. Suppose in healthcare domain, suppose if you want to measure blood pressure for everyone, you cannot wait for a day to measure blood pressure, monitor blood pressure, right? So every second your dashboard should be updated. For that, we have a stream processing framework. And then suppose if you are working in some sort of like factory and somebody is not wearing the helmet, then you should remind them and send a alarm then and there, right? So that is a stream processing process again. So all of these are stream processing use cases. So for those use cases, you can focus on later on, not like a first step, right? You should focus on data factory as data migration. Batch processing means you should focus on retail data processing, or in which in the retail data. So suppose the example which I took for Sagar don't want to understand every second what is the sales, right? So in the retail industry, you can wait for a day, right? That you can do. So you can start focusing on those use cases first, be good with that. Once you learn batch processing, then you can start with stream processing, that you can do, right? So stream processing, MariaDB, as Insight can be your second step, but not the first step, right? You should focus on these tools in Data Factory, Databricks, Synapse Analytics, Data Lake, DevOps, all of that you should focus on. Okay. All right. So now, these are the important tool you should focus on, right? As I told you, coding is required. Coding is required. Yes, coding is required, right? And then how much coding? Either one of the language is okay. SQL, basics of Python, or Python really good. SQL basic, right? One coding language is good. And now sometimes people ask, hey Abhishek, what are the coding language I should learn? How much I should learn? So see, guys, learning is an endless process, right? So suppose if you tell me, Abhishek, you are 10 on 10 on Python or you're 10 on 10 in SQL, I will say I'm not 10 on 10, right? So because I'm still learning, right? So learning is an endless process. But what you should know is, suppose you know basic aggregation, basic join, basic filtering of the data, right? Basic window functions and all of that. If you know in SQL, if you know in Python, then it's pretty good, right? So that is basically enough. And then W3 School is one of the good website. You can learn SQL. Back in 2016-17, I also learned, like in college days, I also learned from W3 School. So you can go and learn there. And then whenever you learn, the biggest mistake is people basically do is they don't practice, right? So that is the biggest mistake where they do. So try to practice. Don't just watch videos for 4 hours and feel that you have learned things, right? Language cannot be learned. If you want to learn an English language or a German language or a programming language, then you cannot learn any language without practicing. Nobody can just come and teach you if you're not practicing, right? So nobody can learn a language by watching videos, right? So if I just go and understand a video of somebody teaching me past tense, present tense, or any sort of a tense, I cannot speak English, right? Similarly, coding language cannot be learned by practicing. Or so this is the one of the mistake which I have done in first year of my college. I was trying to apply for the internship, and then I watched 4 hours of SQL videos, went to the internship interview, failed to crack it because I just watched 4 hours of video, and after that I haven't done that particular mistake. So don't do that particular mistake. And you will find many trainings in online as well, where they are offering Azure data engineering course. They tell you that I will teach you SQL in 3 days, boot camp for SQL 3 days or 5 days, whatever is. It's just bullshit, right? You don't get anything there, because 3 days you'll just listen to them, and then in 3 days nobody can learn a language. And that is why I don't teach any sort of a SQL, any sort of a Python. Though you need a separate time for that, right? You need a separate basically practice sessions for that. And we will be soon launching a SQL and a Python course separately, not as a part of a Azure data engineering course, right? Who can learn? Anybody can learn. Fresher can learn. 5 years of experience can learn. More than 5 years of experience can learn, right? Everybody can learn. And I will tell you how you can learn. I will share the roadmap. Where to practice. So suppose whenever you want to learn Azure, right? Here in Azure, you get a 1 month of free subscription where you can practice for free, right? And then Databricks you can practice in community edition. So suppose you have a community edition where you can also practice Databricks for free, right? So this particular subscription you get 1 month for free, right? So you don't need to basically uh, pay for 1 month that you don't need to do, right? So suppose if I go over here, if I go to my billing, if I go to my invoices, here if you can see my invoice is very less, right? So here is 900, here it's 1523, and here it's 7000. So here the my billings are very less. So after 1 month you can upgrade your account to pay as you go, that you can do, right? After 1 month you can upgrade your account to pay as you go, or you can keep on basically creating 1 month free subscription that you can do, right? Which will which is basically enough for you, right? That you can do. And if you want to mitigate this cost, then you can upgrade your account to pay as you go, right? Which is basically 1000 rupees to 1500 rupees a month. And database you can practice over here. For few of the classes such as like Unity Catalog and those classes, you might need a premium account, but the costing won't be more than 1000 rupees, right? So that won't be there. Give me a moment, guys. I think somebody is drawing in my screen and then I'm not able to. Give me a moment. Guys, please don't try to like touch my screen because it's. Give me a moment. Yeah, I will share my screen again. Okay, all right. Yeah, so we were trying to understand the subscription, and then yeah, over here, if you see, as I told you that um, the costing would be around this much only, 1500 to 1000 rupees a month or something like that, right? So not more than that. So you can easily practice. So if you want to mitigate this particular cost, you can upgrade your account to pay as you go. That you can do, right? As I told you. And then if you want to mitigate that, you can just like creating a free account. I used all my free credits of all my friends and all of that. Then I'm just like using this particular account after that. So this is about subscription and this thing, right? Where you can practice. Now, let me check the chat. I think somebody, what is the fees of the course? So everything will be covered, guys. Please wait for some time. People are just like roadmap fees, tell me, and I want to go. So suppose if you want to just understand fees, go to the website and check the fees. That's not a problem. Everything is mentioned there, but I will come to that. And I will also give you offers so that you can enroll, right? So please wait for some time. And then let's try to understand, like what is the roadmap, right? So let's try to understand that now. So now suppose, as I told you that here, like the people who don't know any sort of a coding, right? So suppose if you don't know SQL, you don't know Python, you are from some sort of non-technical background. In that case, what is the roadmap for you? So for that, in that case, you can go for Azure data engineering course, which we have made only for the people who doesn't know any sort of a coding, right? And then if you know coding, then also you can go for this particular course curriculum here, because we will teach about many things here, right? So suppose here we will teach about here if I go, Then new to Azure, who can do this course, new to Azure, no coding background. Here we will learn ADF basic to advanced. As I told you, you can learn ADF without any coding language. You will learn Databricks, we'll learn Synapse Analytics, we'll learn Fabric. This particular course curriculum is enough for you to gain 3 years of experience. And then we will do three like real-time projects, right? And as I told you, it's a personalized learning, resume building, 70 refund policy, and everything is there. And then if you get a similar price anywhere in market, you can come back to us. We'll give the refund for you. This is the course curriculum, detailed course curriculum, right? So you can check out the course curriculum over here. And then here we will learn about Azure basics. We'll learn about blob storage, data lake. We'll learn about integration runtime, link service, dataset pipeline activity. We'll learn about copy data activity. We'll learn about for each loop. We'll learn about full load. We will learn about delta load. We will learn about Git integration. We will learn about delta lake. We'll learn about delta table. We'll learn about lakehouse architecture, Medallion architecture. Then we will learn little bit of Databricks. Here we will learn about how to process CSV, JSON, XML file. We'll learn about Key Vault. We'll learn about if-else activity, web activity. We learn about event-based schedule, tumbling window activity, right? Then we learn about Synapse. Then we will learn about data flows. Then we learn about SCD implementation. Then we learn about Logic App. Then we learn about Fabric as well, right? This course fees is 20,000 rupees, right? And then, but I will give you the offer so that you can enroll for this curriculum. And then the three projects we will do. These are the three projects we will do in this particular course curriculum. So if you don't know any sort of a coding, you can go and then enroll for this particular course. You can check out the reviews over here. After you complete the course curriculum, we will give you the certificate. This is the price for the live. This is the price for the recording, but we will give you the offer so that you can enroll, right? So the people who are new to the people who don't know any sort of a coding can do this particular course. Here we learn about ADF, full load, delta load pipeline, data migration, parameterization, SCD implementation, warehousing concept, fabric. We learn about everything, right? And then we will do three projects. One is data factory centric project, one is Databricks centric project, one is Synapse centric project. This particular course curriculum revolve around 60-70% data factory, and then rest is Databricks, Synapse, Fabric. This is what we'll learn, right? Now the people who don't know coding, right? You can go for Databricks and Spark course curriculum, and then we will learn about Databricks and Spark in a detailed manner. And this course will also go for 2 months. This course will also go for 2 months, right? And here we will learn about, so here for this course curriculum, you should know SQL or Python, right? Basics of SQL and Python, and you need to learn Databricks, and then you are looking for big data processing knowledge. Here we learn Databricks basic to advanced and Spark basic to advanced. Data processing in a detailed manner we will learn. And here also it's a personalized learning. We will help you with everything, resume preparation, mock interview, 7-day refund policy, everything is there. And then here, if you just want to download the course curriculum, you can download the course curriculum, right? And then you can understand about the course. So here we learn about Databricks Spark architecture. We learn about cluster management. We learn about RDD, and then we learn about data frame API, Spark API, conversion of PySpark and Pandas, then common transformation in PySpark, DB utils, and then how to process CSV, JSON, XML file. What are the different types of views are there? What is JDBC connector? What is Databricks CLI? What is Spark UI? What is SCD implementation? Unity catalog, Medallion architecture, Lakehouse architecture, Spark optimization, UDF, Catalyst optimizer, and directed acyclic graph, JSON, predicate push down, projection push down, coalesce repartition, short merge join, and then everything, right? So this is the course curriculum for that, right? So suppose I am sending you the course curriculum in the chat so that you guys can understand and go through it. For Databricks and Spark, this is the course curriculum which I'm sending in the chat. And then for Azure Data Engineering course curriculum, this is the course curriculum, right? Which I am also sending in the chat. Now suppose somebody says that Abhishek, why you divided this, right? I divided this with one and whole because Azure Data Engineering is everything, right? So why you divided that? I divided that just to basically make it easy for people who don't know coding and who doesn't know coding. But suppose if you feel you want to learn everything, right, then you can go for this particular course curriculum, which is a combined course curriculum, which is a 4-month course curriculum. So you will learn about Databricks Spark. You also learn about data engineering. But this is here you basically enroll for 2 courses simultaneously. So here we learn about Azure Databricks and Spark. Sorry, we learn about Azure Basics, blob storage, data lake storage, link service integration runtime, copy data activity for full load, delta load, DevOps practices, Medallion architecture, Lakehouse architecture, Fabric, Synapse, right? SAD implementation warehouse. You do three projects. Then you do Databricks and codes, Databricks, and then whatever I told about Databricks, you do that as well. You do two projects, right? So these are the projects you do, and then this is a combined course curriculum, right? So I'm sending you the combined course curriculum as well, which you can also opt for. And this particular course curriculum here, you first learn about. So when we start this course curriculum here, you will first learn about Databricks and Spark, sorry, and then you will learn about Azure data engineering. So this is about the combined course curriculum, right? So in the first course curriculum, you learn about three projects, right? These are the three projects you learn: Data Factory, Databricks, and Synapse. And in the Databricks course curriculum, you basically learn about two projects. One is Medallion architecture project, and second is your the traditional lakehouse project, right? So if I just show you both of the architecture, now the this is the traditional 1980 architecture. Now lakehouse, the data lake architecture, but now we have a lakehouse architecture. So we learn about lakehouse architecture, and we also learn about data lake architecture in the Databricks course curriculum. And the benefit of learning a Databricks course curriculum, as I told, that you can apply to any sort of a cloud roles, right? So it doesn't give, it gives you that kind of a flexibility. And if you don't know any sort of a coding, you can start with Azure data engineering course curriculum that you can do, right? So this is about the summary about the courses. Now let me try to summarize everything for you. Give me a moment. All right. So now the Databricks, Azure Databricks and course curriculum is for the people, as I told you, Azure Databricks and Spark provides you 3 years of experience. Here you learn about Databricks basic to advanced, Spark basic to advanced, Unity catalog, Medallion architecture. You do three projects. You learn about Databricks. You can apply to any sort of job related to Databricks. You can learn Spark architecture. You learn about big data processing. You learn about Unity catalog. You learn about Medallion architecture. How much experience you can show? You can show three years of experience. Who can do this? Anybody can do this. Like if you know SQL, if you know basics of SQL and Python, you can do this particular course curriculum. You should have a basic knowledge about any one programming language. How much salary you can expect? By doing this course curriculum, you can expect up to 15 to 20 LPA. And I'm not telling you because if you just go to the market, people will tell you that, hey, as you data engineering course and I will teach you SQL, I will teach you Python, you can crack up to 60 LPA, 70 LPA. I don't know, God knows how much they say. But be realistic, guys. So if you just invest a particular time, you can crack a particular package, right? It's very clear. And also you cannot learn everything simultaneously, right? So if you don't know coding, go learn data factory and then learn coding here and there. If you know coding SQL or Python, anybody is good. You can start with Databricks. We will learn Databricks and Spark only, right? And we'll not focus on anything, and then we learn it deep down, right? The course is starting from 6th June, 7:30 or 8 p.m. IST will be the timing, right? And then the classes will happen except Wednesday and weekend every day, right? And then we have a Azure data engineering course. Here also you learn about 3 years of experience, ADF basic to advanced, Databricks basic to advanced, Synapse Fabric basic to mid, warehousing basic to mids. We'll do three projects. We'll learn about data migration, full load, delta load. We'll do ADF, Databricks, Synapse Fabric. We'll learn. We will gain 3 years of experience. We'll learn everything from scratch. For this, you don't know any sort of a coding, right? Then also it's okay. You can expect up to 50 to 20 LPA. For this particular course will start like not from 6th of June, right? If you're looking for this particular course curriculum, it will take some time to start, but you can get the recording now. You can start polishing your SQL skill set till that point, and you can also learn Azure data engineering in the side, right? So that will give you the liberties that you can also learning SQL, and then you can also learning Azure data engineering in the side that you can do. You can get the recording for now, right? And then you can start learning your process. Now, suppose somebody says that Abhishek, I want to learn everything, and my expectation is above 15 LPA, above 20 LPA. Then you can go for combined course. Here you get a 5 years of experience. You learn ADF basic to advanced, Databricks basic to advanced, Synapse basic to mid, and then warehousing basic to mid. And then we will do 5 to 6 projects here. You learn about data migration. You learn about data processing as well in a detailed manner, which is like ADF, Databricks, Synapse, Fabric. You learn and you can apply to any sort of a job related to Databricks. Who can do this? Anybody can do this. Just basic of SQL and Python is required. Salary expectation, if your expectation is above 15-20 LPA, then you should do this particular course curriculum. And if your expectation is 10 to 20 LPA, but anyways you want to learn everything, then you can do also this course curriculum, right? So for this also, batch is starting from 6th June. First we will learn Databricks and then we will learn Azure data engineering, right? That is what we will do. The class will go for 1 to 1.5 hours, okay? Now, somebody was also giving how much Spark you are going to cover. How have you divided the course curriculum for Databricks and Spark? How much I cover in Databricks and Spark course curriculum? I send the course curriculum. Please check out the course curriculum, and then it would be clear for you. I have just sent in the chat. Let me give you the, yeah. So I have just go through this course curriculum. You will be able to understand how much I am covering, and then everything is a virtual training, guys. Okay. All right, everything is virtual training. Guys, please pay attention. Okay, so please pay attention instead of typing right in the chat, because in the slide everything is written and I'm also telling you. So please pay attention in the class. You will be able to understand everything. Okay. So as Databricks is in Spark, here gives you 3 years of experience. Databricks basic to advanced, Spark basic to advanced, Unity catalog, modular architecture will be covered, and then course curriculum in the chat. Right, go through the course curriculum, learn each and every line. I will make sure you understand Spark and you understand Databricks in a deep down and a detailed manner. Right, and then you can apply to any sort of a job. You need a SQL and Python basic, 3 years of experience. The class will go for 1 hour. The class will happen every day except Wednesday and weekend. The class will happen 4 days a week or 4 days a week, right? Every day the class will be there, and it will go for 2 months, right? Azure data engineering course also will is a 3 years of experience. It will give ADF, Databricks, Fabrics, warehousing. Will learn about everything. 3 projects, right? 3 years of experience. Anybody can do this. Combined course, everything is included. Now this is about summary about everything, right? So Azure data engineering is 3 years of experience, basic to advanced, basic to mid, basic to mid, basic to mid. Databricks also basic to advanced, Spark basic to advanced, Unity catalog, modular architecture. In combined course, everything is included. We will do 3 projects, we'll do 2 projects, we'll do 5 projects. Data migration, full load, delta load, and then 1 project for ADF, 1 project for Databricks, 1 project for Synapse. In Databricks, you will learn about everything. You can apply to any sort of a job related to Databricks. We'll learn about Spark, Spark architecture, Unity catalog, modular architecture. We will, in combined course, we'll learn about both. Azure data engineering course, anybody can do this who doesn't have a coding knowledge. For database Spark, you need to have a SQL Python. In combined course, you can learn from scratch and anybody can do this, right? You can expect up to 15-20 LPA, 15-20 LPA, but if your expectation is above 15-20 LPA, then you should do a combined course, okay? Now, this is about summary about everything, right? Now, what are the certification you can do after this course curriculum, right? The combined course will go for 4 months. Okay, so 2 months we'll learn about Databricks and Spark, and then the Azure Data Engineering course curriculum will learn for um, Azure Data Engineering course we will learn for 2 months again. Okay, so what are the certification you can do after this course curriculum? You can basically go for all of this certificate. Like if you go for a combined course, you can go for AZ 900, DP 900, Lakehouse Fundamental, Data Engineer Associate Fundamental, and also Professional. Only the streaming part you need to learn on the side, and then this is anyways expired. This is replaced by Fabric, but I will not suggest you to go for Fabric course curriculum right now, because in the Fabric is not being used in the production environment by the company, and it doesn't used, like, because we have a Fabric course as well in our education ellipse, but people are not learning Fabric nowadays because it's not used in the production environment yet, right? So you can do all of this certificate after doing a combined course. But if you're doing a Databricks course curriculum, you can go for Lakehouse, you can also for Associate and Professional. Besides streaming processing, we are teaching you everything. And then you can go for all of this certificate also after the course. And then we will also give you the certification after the course, right? That is also there, right? Now, suppose somebody says that, Abhishek, how we will go for an interview preparation, right? So suppose, as I told you, that if you go to YouTube, right? And if you go to YouTube, if you search Azure Data Engineering, right? Here, if you search Azure Data Engineering, you will see many videos. But what is the disadvantage of these videos? All the videos are good. I'm not telling that. I also refer to few of the videos, right? And then if you go to Udemy as well, if you type Azure Data Engineer, then also you'll find the courses over here. But the problem with these courses are you won't be able to understand based on your profile how much you should learn, and like how to what are the projects you can basically do, right? In the form of a project, you won't be able to learn as a form of a project, and then you won't be able to understand how to write this project in the resume, and then how to explain this project in the resume, and then what are the technical challenges you are facing in the project, that also you won't be able to explain. So we will help you with everything, right? So this particular course curriculum is made in such a way that we will help you with everything, and let me give you the brief about it so that you can understand. So here, if you see the Azure Databricks and Spark course curriculum, after every class we are giving homework, and then we are trying to understand your profile so that we understand you, right? And then after every class we have a homework, after every class we are trying to give you homework, after every class we are trying to give you homework, and then we are building a project. So here, if you see, we are building a project after that. And then when we are building a project, we are building everything real time in the class, right? So here everything is build real time during the class without any error. And why it is possible? Because we have done this project multiple times in the company, and also we taught it multiple times, so that whenever we teach, we can do this without any error in the class and can be taught you in 2 hours. But when I was building this in the first go in the office, I took around 2 weeks to build it, right? But it is possible because I have done it multiple times. Then after every class you have homework, after every class you have homework, after every class you have homework, after every class you have homework. We are understanding Spark UI, we are understanding about everything. Predicate, proofs down, projection, proofs down is being taught to you, and then we are again building a project, right? So suppose here, if you see, um, we are again building this particular Medallion architecture project in the class, right? And then after all the projects are done, after you learn relevant skill set, we are telling you how to handle scenario based question. That hey, what are the what are the technical challenges you have faced? What are the optimization you have done? All of that we will cover as a scenario based question, right? So we'll give you some scenarios so that you can practice, right? And then what are the technical challenges you have faced? We are explaining that. Then once you understand everything, then you are introducing yourself in the project, in the interview. So we are trying to explain you how to introduce yourself, how to explain a project. Then we are giving you project explanation. So if you see, it's a guided learning, right? So first you're doing a project, then you're doing a relevant skill set, then you're writing this, then you're understanding how to handle this project related like interview questions and all of that. Then you are basically writing this project in your resume. Then we are giving you the resume so that you can prepare your resume. Then we are giving you all of this interview questions so that you can go for an interview. Then we are giving you the company wise interview question, and all of this interview question is not like chat gpt. If you go to chat gpt, if you write an interview question, it will give you the question. But I'm not saying chat gpt is bad, but what I'm trying to say is chat gpt will not give you the precise, very precise question which has been asked, but I will give you the very precise question which has been asked, because I am giving interviews day by day just to help people. It's not like I'm looking for a job. It's like I'm just trying to be in the touch, and then trying to give interview, and trying to just like prepare interview question. So all of these interview question which I will be giving you is on point, prepared by me by appearing to the interview, right? I don't write any sort of interview question which I basically get from chat gpt and all of that, right? So all of this interview question is also given to you. So if you think about it, it's a structured learning in a structured path without focusing on anything which is not important, and we are learning in a right direction. So we are doing projects, then we are basically understanding how to write the projects in the resume, how to tackle interview question, then how to introduce yourself, how to explain projects, how to build resume, how to handle interview questions, right? So it's a guided learning at a particular direction, right? So this is how we will help you. And as I told you that in Azure Data Engineering course curriculum, you will do 3 projects. In the Azure Databricks Spark also you will do 2 to 3 projects, right? And then in the combined course curriculum also, like it's a combined course curriculum. First we'll learn Databricks and Spark, and then we'll learn Azure Data Engineering, right? So let me go through the chat if somebody is typing anything. What is the division of combined course for one? I am a GCP data engineer on DBT tool, but I want to learn database and Spark. How I can pick this as it's different from Azure? So see, Azure database, if you want to learn database and Spark, you have a GCP Databricks as well. So here if you go, you have a GCP Databricks. So in the classes I will be teaching how to read the data from Azure cloud, right? But you can, it's very easy, right? You can understand how to read the data from GCP cloud as well, or AWS cloud as well. Suppose if somebody is working on AWS cloud, and if you want to learn AWS Databricks, if you want to learn GCP Databricks, it's completely fine, right? So it's the same course curriculum. The data will be read, in my case, Azure cloud, but you can anyways read from GCP cloud as well without any problem. 4 months combined course will 4 months. What is the fees for all the three courses? You can go for a combined course, guys, right? So suppose if, as I told you, that you can go for a combined course. Now let me I have experience, can I'm working from GCP, duration for combined course, how have you divided? I am looking for, okay, fine. So now, if you want to enroll, right? If you want to enroll, Azure Data Engineering course is 20,000 rupees, right? So as I told you that you can register and get the recording for now, right? So now you can just get the recording, okay? For Databricks and course curriculum, the fees is 20,000 rupees. Is starting from 6th June, 8 p.m. IST will be the timing. It will go for 2 months, except Wednesday and weekend, everyday class will be. You can register today in 2,000 discounts. You can register by 18,000 rupees today. Combined course curriculum, as you told that here it's 20,000, here it's 20,000 2 months. So combined course is 40,000 rupees, but you can get it in 30,000 rupees if you register today, right? And this particular offer is valid till today, 11:59 p.m. IST, right? And then for Databricks course curriculum, you need to pay. So suppose this is the complete offer. So for Azure Databricks course curriculum, the original price is 20,000 rupees. You can get it in 18,000 rupees today. You need to pay 10,000 rupees now. Rest you can pay once the batch starts, right? For combined course curriculum, the original price is 40,000 rupees, which is basically combination of Azure Data Engineering and also Databricks Spark. You need to pay, you can get it in 30,000 rupees. You need to pay 20,000 rupees now. Rest after the batch starts, right? And once you register, you also get a learning material so that you can start now. For Azure Data Engineering course curriculum, we don't have a start date now, but you can get the recording. You can start learning SQL in the site, right? Now, suppose somebody wants, and then the original price is 9,000 rupees, but you can get it in 8,000 rupees, right? And this is the payment link for that. And all the pre-recorded materials. Suppose if you want to, suppose somebody says that Abhishek, I want a combined course recorded material. So all the recorded material is available in the website in 10% discount after demo ends for 24 hours, right? So suppose if I want a combined course, I can go and then I can get it in 10% discount for 24 hours. It's valid, right? So that you can do. So all the combined course recording is available for 24 hours in 10% discount. But if you want to enroll for live courses such as Databricks Spark or a combined course, this is, and also for this Azure Data Engineering course, you can get the course in um, till 11:59 p.m. IST, till tomorrow, till today 11:59 p.m. IST in this price, right? So Azure Databricks, you can get it in 18,000 rupees. Combined course, you can get it in 30,000 rupees. You need to pay 20,000 rupees now, rest after batch starts, right? And this is the conclusion about everything, right? Now I am pasting the link in the chat, and then if you are okay with everything, right? So you can go ahead and register. And then I will give you the chance so that you can ask question if you have any question, right? So give me a moment. All right, guys. So now, anybody has any question, give me a moment. For Azure Data Engineering, 8,000 rupees you can pay and register now, right? In which you will get the recording. But once the live batch starts, you can pay remaining 10,000 rupees and attend the classes live, right? So, but in 8,000 rupees, you will getting the recording, right? Not the live classes. You will getting the recording, okay? So now let me unmute, give you the chance so that you can unmute yourself and ask question. So anybody has any question you can ask. So first of all, I will suggest you to raise your hand and then I will give you the chance one by one so that you can ask questions. Okay, guys. So till that point, I'm going through the chat so that I'm answering the question. But if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and ask question. But please raise your hand before asking the question. Okay, so that we can go one by one. I have 14 years of experience stuck in product company for a proprietary product, not able to move further in the cases. My company is in lot. I want to upskill myself, move early. I know SQL, data visualization, basics of which course is suitable for me. I have 29 LPA now. So if you're earning 29 LPA, a combined course would be a better choice for you because you learn data migration, also you learn data processing. Okay. Saga, this answer is for you. Now, if you have any follow-up question, you can ask me.
Sure, Abhishek. Thanks for this detailed walkthrough of course. I kind of spoke to the coordinator and I wanted to speak to you for just 2 minutes.
Mhm.
So, as put it in my question, uh, for the combined course, do we need to have a mandatory of Python because there is a data
No,
breaks and churning?
no, not mandatory of Python. You should have on the combined course. If you're really good with SQL,
Mhm.
you can learn basics of Python and you can start with the combined course that you can do.
So,
And what? Yeah,
sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
sorry. Yeah, when you say basics of Python, it is until pandas, NumPy, something to that level, list,
Yes. What
dictionary,
is data
something.
frame, list, array,
Yeah.
dictionary, and then what is pandas data frame? If you know that, that is good. Yeah, so if you know that, that is good. Yes, you're right.
Okay. Sure. Thanks.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I think few of now, Praveen, you can go ahead and ask question if you have questions. So please raise your hand, guys, and I will give you the chance so that you can ask question. And the
Hi,
people
Abhishek.
who, yeah, Praveen, yes, tell me.
Yeah, actually, I have 12.4 years of experience in TCS.
Mm-hmm,
My current profile is SQL developer and SSRS developer,
mm-hmm,
report server.
mm-hmm,
This is totally outdated nowadays.
mm-hmm.
So I have bit experience in SQL, not so many hands-on experience in SQL. What is the course for my side? Please explain.
So you worked in SS Power BI or
I wo- no, not Power BI. I worked in SSRS with SQL.
mm,
SQL.
okay.
Mm. I'm
Yeah,
creating report in SSRS, and I'm working in TCS. I have total experience is 12.5 years.
you know
12.5
SQL
years.
or you don't know SQL?
Yeah, I know SQL, but not in advanced level. But I know that how to create the
Uh,
prompt. I know that.
Yeah, so combined course would be better for you. You can start learning Databricks, how to process data in Databricks, right? That you can start. So if you worked in SSRS, you probably know how to data models, right? So how to
Correct,
basically
correct.
the schemas which you create that you know. So you can
Mm-hmm.
start learning Databricks in that case, and then you can start learning slowly by just like SSIS you have in it's similar to Data Factory. So probably you heard about
Mm-hmm.
data SSIS, right? Always or already. So so which is similar to Data Factory. So once you know data processing, you can come and learn Data Factory as well after that. So combined
Okay.
course be a better choice for you because you are a 14 years of experience guy, and then when you have a 14
No,
years of
12
experience,
years.
sorry, 12 years of experience. So whenever you want to switch, you ideally need you need to show more experience, and then you can make a
Mm-hmm.
storyline as well in such a way that you can say that I was working in SSRS, then I got interested in data models, and then I got a project in Databricks, which is also a data processing framework. And then I started exploring Databricks, and then I
Mm-hmm.
delivered one project in Databricks using Unity Catalog. And then you can basically
Okay.
build your storyline accordingly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you, Abhishek.
yeah. Sanket, you can go ahead. Yeah, Sanket, if you have any question, you can go ahead.
Hi, Abhishek.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah,
Hi,
yeah, I can
Abhishek.
hear you. Yes, I
Yeah,
can hear you,
okay, okay.
Sanket.
Thank you for giving us all the details regarding this.
Mm-hmm,
Actually, currently I am working in Bajaj Finance
mm-hmm,
and I am working in the data related. Yeah. So I am currently on working on SQL and Databricks.
mm-hmm,
So want to upgrade myself. So what
mm-hmm.
should I choose? Yeah, I
So,
know SQL very well. I did not know any Python language or yeah.
so
Yeah.
you are working Databricks, you're saying, right?
Yes, yes. I am working on Databricks.
Data
Yes,
bricks,
but
right?
actually I am working on only SQL. So extract the data from various tables and this. But I did not create any schema or data pipeline either. I only extract the data from the tables, various tables.
Yeah, so if you are working in data, so now suppose if your expectation is more than 15-20 LPA, then you can go for a combined course. But if you feel that your expectation is up to 15 and 15 LPA, right? Then you can choose Databricks course curriculum and then you can incorporate Databricks in your resume and then try to find a job. But if your expectation is more than that, for example, right, then you can go for a combined course in that case.
Okay.
Yeah,
Actually, I just want to ask one more question.
yeah,
In
go ahead.
Azure data engineering,
Uh-huh.
what should we have means what should we have learned to
Uh,
create the data pipelines and this?
You will learn data pipeline creation. Yes, Azure data engineering course curriculum. Ideally, Azure data engineering is both, right? So data factory and Databricks, but it is divided in such a way that if those somebody doesn't know coding, they can learn data factory. But in mainly in Azure data engineering course, we will learn about data migration, and in Databricks course curriculum, we learn about data processing. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Snehal said that 7:30 is not convenient for her. So the timings would be 8 p.m. or 7:30, right? 7:30 or 8 p.m. would be the timing. So if you're fine with that particular timing, you can go ahead. Or if you're not fine with this particular timing, you can opt for the recording because I don't have any other timing like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. or morning timing that I don't have. It's either 7:30 or 8 p.m. Okay. All right. Like Praveen, I think asked question already. Siddharth, you can go ahead and ask question. Siddharth. Siddharth doesn't have any question. Okay, fine.
Am I
Valentina.
audible?
Yeah, yeah, go
Uh,
ahead. Yeah, go Siddharth, go
Hi,
ahead.
Abhishek. I have 7 years of experience, mainly into the
Mainly, sorry, sir, Siddharth, your voice cut in between. Can you please repeat your question?
mainly I have experience in Oracle technologies, Oracle databases, Oracle commerce reports,
Siddharth,
databases,
sorry, I'm not
STM.
able to hear you properly. So can you please repeat your question once again?
Mainly I have experience in data like Oracle technology, Oracle database, and
Uh-huh.
it is like Oracle commerce, Oracle reports, data migration, ETL, manual intelligence.
Uh-huh.
So basically, why this is like to the Azure cloud.
So Siddharth, so is your voice was still not very clear, but I understood that you are working into Oracle database and then you have more than 10 years of experience and you want to basically switch. So my answer would be you can go for a combined course. If that answer your question, that's good. If not, then please type your question in the chat and then your Oracle technology that I understood. And after that, what you said, it's not clear. Please type your question. I will answer that question. Okay, please type your question. I will answer that. Okay. Now I think Valentina, you can go ahead and ask question.
Yeah, hi Abhishek. I actually reached you last year for Data Factory, but then I couldn't pursue it.
Yeah.
I'm coming back now for Databricks and Spark.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you cover Spark also in this course, or
Yeah.
I have not?
I
Okay.
will be
So,
covering Spark. I will be covering Spark, right?
mm,
Spark, how does Spark function? And then
mm.
if you know Spark, then you can understand it in SQL language as well. You can understand it in Python language as well. And I will be covering both the language accordingly, like a PySpark or Spark SQL as well.
Okay, so if I am more into MS Microsoft BI stack like SSIS. I am hardcore developer of SSIS and I'm very good at T-SQL and I learned Python in my data science course. So do you think I would need ADF also if I'm moving to the Databricks and Spark or
If you are a core SSIS developer, then it's better that you go for a combined course because you can use your SSIS knowledge and then it's better, right? You can basically, if you're a core SSIS developer, then if you know data factory, that will be advantage for you. But if you want
So
to learn data, yeah.
for that course alone, like that other individual course of Azure Data Engineer, will the recordings alone enough? Because I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
I
yeah.
can.
It would be enough for you. So if you can, if you want to go for recording, if you don't want to attend live, that is also fine. But if you
For
want
that,
to, yeah, yeah, so you
for
can basically,
ADF, I'll do the recording, and for
yeah,
Databricks and Spark, I can do
yeah, yeah,
live.
yeah, yeah,
Will that
that also,
work?
yeah, yeah, it will work. It will work until
Okay.
unless like you don't feel that you can follow a particular course, like somebody needs a regular schedule, right, to attend classes, watch live. So if you
Hmm.
feel you can learn it in the site, it's you can go for a recording as well. That's not a problem.
Okay. So that will your recording ADF is also as good as like end to end. You're covering everything
Yeah,
you're
everything.
recording.
So it's a live class recording only. It's nothing different. The only difference in live is I am coming live and teaching you live. You can ask
Hmm.
doubt live. In recording, you can ask doubt, but you can type the doubt in the chat, and then I will be discussing the doubt with you. And then more on an interview assistance, like mock interview, and all of that is not included. But the training wise, course curriculum wise, syllabus wise, everything is covered in the same manner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you suggest? Start both together or um
So you can, I suggest you to learn both, but it's up to you whether you want to go for both live or you want to go for one live and one recording. It's up to you,
okay.
right? Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So, so suppose if you are satisfied with everything, go ahead and register. I pasted the link in the chat. Let me paste it again. This particular offer is valid till today, 11:59 p.m. IST, and after that, this particular offer will expire, right? So if you have any question, you can raise your hand and ask question. And then if you don't have any question, just like go ahead and register, right? If you're satisfied with everything. Now, like I am just going through, hey, our recorded sessions are different to live. I work in London timing like 3 p.m. GST. Yes, no, recording is just same as live. There is no difference, right? And let me answer Siddharth question. I'm mainly working on Oracle Forms, Reports, ETL, data migration. I'm mainly working on retail life science. I'm thinking for a combined course. Yes, so combined course would be better for you because you're an experienced guy and you are already worked on reports, data processing. So it would be easy for you. So first you run Databricks, data processing, and then you learn data migration a bit. So it would be a best choice for you. You can go for a combined course, okay? Priyanka, you can
Hi,
go ahead and
Abhishek.
ask question. Yeah.
Hi, Abhishek. Regarding this Azure data engineering course, when you are going to start this
After two
live
months,
session?
once we learn Databricks and Spark, I will start this one. So
Okay,
first we learn this and then we'll learn this.
okay,
Yes.
and in this curriculum, how have you divided the things like how many days for data factory, how many days for Databricks, and how many days for other topics?
So for Databricks and Spark course curriculum, first we will learn 2 months Databricks and Spark only. So may 1 month we will learn about Spark, Spark detail, Spark infrastructure, and 1 month we will learn about Databricks, such as Databricks features such as Unity Catalog, and then your what is Medallion architecture, Lakehouse architecture, and in 1 month we will learn about Spark, Spark internals, Spark UI, Spark architecture, different types of joins in Spark. So that is what we will do in Databricks and Spark course curriculum. In Azure Data Engineering course curriculum, we will start with Data Factory. 60-70% we will cover Data Factory, like full load, delta load, data migration, best practices of data migration. Then we'll start on Synapse Analytics. We'll learn about data warehousing concepts such as WAC, fact dimension, solely changing dimension, all of that. Then we will come into the fabric topic. We will cover up the fabric topic. Then we will revise a little bit of Databricks as well over there. So this is how we will conclude the Azure Data Engineering course curriculum.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Now I think who is the second in the
Hi,
line?
Abhishek.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Sindhu, go ahead.
actually, yes. Actually, I was a data stage developer, so I used data stage and Unix data. Like I worked on data warehousing projects and all. But from the
Mm-hmm.
past 2 years, I have been on a like I took a parenting break.
Mm-hmm.
So for 8 years, I worked as a data stage engineer.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you suggest? Like I basically know ETL, like extract, transform, and load, and I have very good knowledge on SQL also. So
Mm-hmm.
what will be good for me? Like, do you
Combined.
suggest me to go for it on combined? Okay, fine.
Yeah, combined course curriculum, and then it's completely fine. Many people take a maternity leave, so it's fine. You can easily catch up. Yeah.
Yeah, and so this 2 years gap will be covered, right? So
Very
according to
easily, very easily.
yeah.
So I will also suggest you to just say that you are in the maternity leave and you came
Yeah.
back. And in the maternity leave, 1 month, 1 year, anybody cannot work, right?
Yes.
And then 1 year
Yes.
you are doing some freelancing project, you learned a bit project, and then you can tell that 1, 2 project in your company. Then you went into maternity leave, and then you enhance your skill set after that, and now you're applying for a
Mhm.
job.
Okay. Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
all right. I think who is Sagar? Sagar, do you have any questions, Sagar, or it's answered already?
Just a follow up, which I remember just now.
Hmm.
Um, so, if at all due to work commitments for any particular day, not able to attend a session, say for example, I'm attending continuous, and if for some reason work commitment or personal commitment, can I catch up that recording personally?
Yeah,
That
all the
recording is
classes are recorded, given to you just after class is finished, so you can watch it whenever you want.
okay.
If you miss the session, so that is fine. You can also download our Android application. You can watch it in Android application while you are traveling. So everything is there, so you can just like watch it whenever you feel you can. Yeah.
Abhishek, the other thing which I spoke with the Ellipse coordinator is
Mm-hmm.
earlier you suggested that immediately if I need to switch, Snowflake would be the best option. Snowflake,
Um,
as I have done, I think you remember that conversation with Kavya already today morning.
yeah, so I suggested that so you can probably go for a Snowflake plus Azure data engineering course as well, right? So
Mhm.
Snowflake and Databricks are competitor. So ideally, you
Mhm.
can go for Snowflake and Azure data engineering course as well, right? So it's up to you, or you can go for Databricks and Azure data engineering course curriculum. Both of the option you can choose. So as per your profile, like anything would be better. So you can ping me or take your number, and then accordingly we can discuss what would be the ideal choice for you anyways.
Yeah,
But
so
you can
just need
combine,
your
you
a few
can,
more minutes.
yeah. So you can go for a combined course. So suppose you can combine either Snowflake plus Azure data engineering, because Snowflake also we started today.
Mm.
Or you can combine like Databricks and Azure data engineering. It's up to you how you want to combine. So if you want to register, you can anyways register however you want. But I can speak with you for some time. Okay, just ping me on WhatsApp and then we can speak with you.
Can I get your number from Kavya?
Yeah, you can get my number from Kavya. Yes.
Sure, thanks.
Android application is education ellipse. So anybody has other question, guys, which you want to ask?
Yeah, I have one question. Like, what did you say about Snowflake or Databricks? What they are both competitors, huh?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And sorry to interrupt. These
Uh-huh.
recording sessions, if we go for recorded, how long it's available to us?
Lifetime. There is no end for that.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody has another question, guys?
Yeah, Abhishek.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I have 3 years of experience in data warehousing and I have a knowledge on SQL, ADF, and Databricks.
Mm-hmm.
So, which course you will suggest me to take
Databricks
and
and
what
Spark.
skills I need to focus on?
Databricks and Spark. So if you are a knowledge, if you're already working Databricks, Databricks and Spark would be better choice for you. Now, if you feel that your expectation is more than 15 LPA, then you can go for a combined course in that case. But otherwise, if you feel that your expectation is 10, 15 LPA around, then you can go for a Databricks and Spark course curriculum. That is enough for you.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Anybody has any other question, guys? If you don't have any question, you can go ahead, use the link, and then pay in this link below. If you have any question, you can ask me.
Hi, Abhishek.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have 7 years of experience with MSBA, mainly on the L2 support level, and I do have ITIL certifications, also IT operations.
Mm-hmm.
And the SQL, I know SQL, but I don't have a very like subqueries or stored procedure querying skills. And if
Mm-hmm.
you can give me the SQL practice, also I can go for the combined. But if I'm not very good at SQL coding levels, I'm scared of Python also. So
So
please
yeah,
suggest
so
me. I do
yeah,
have a
so
4 years gap because I do have some personal
yeah, yeah.
issues. I
Mm-hmm.
stayed at my native to take care of my mother.
Yeah, so
So
in the course
I just
curriculum, we add practice sessions. So suppose if you feel that some practice questions would be helpful for you, so that we add that as a part of a course curriculum anyway. So suppose if I show you this course curriculum, um, yeah, so suppose here a SQL interview question, Python interview question also we give, though it's not a part of a course curriculum, but as a practice session that we give. So once you finish up that, we can anyways give you the practice sessions questions if you want that from us, and then you can practice those sessions, be good with that. But we won't be teaching you SQL. You can practice it in your time in SQL servers, and then be good with that. That will be covered anyways. So that I will give you.
okay. And the database access and
Database, so you can in Azure when I will commence the course. So in I will tell you how to make a database in Azure cloud environment, and I will also guide you how you can install us on-premise database. So you can practice in either in cloud or you can also practice in on-premise database as well. And
okay,
data
okay.
set also will be given to you. So a practice data set for that.
Okay, is there any SQL programming, I mean, SQL course separately is going on with you?
Say currently we don't have it, but in next month or next to next month we will launch it. So in the channel itself we will update about it. We are planning for it right now. So we are structuring the course curriculum right now. So once it is
Mhm.
planned, you will be updated.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody has another question, guys?
Yeah, Abhishek, Adil here.
Yeah.
I do have 3 years of experience in as a technical support engineer, and I
Mm-hmm.
do know basics of Oracle SQL, and I do have basic ETL knowledge and about the cloud. So, would you suggest me a combined one, or should I have to go from the Azure Data Engineering course?
Combined one. So you can go for a combined course. You can learn like Databricks and Spark. Then you can learn data engineering. Go for a combined course. If you're
So,
expecting, yeah,
if
yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, if I opt for the combined one, so for first you will be covering about the Databricks, and then you'll go back to the ADF.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yes,
Okay,
and both
sure.
can be learned separately. It doesn't have a dependency. As I said, that it's one is a data migration, one is data processing.
Processing, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Anybody
And
has another
even if
question?
we,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, go
sorry,
ahead.
sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And
Go ahead.
even if we attend this live, we do have the recorded session for this one too, right? If we opt for
Everything
the
is
live
recorded.
session.
Everything is given to you. Yes. So if you go for a live, you
Okay,
anyways have a recording as well.
okay, sure. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, guys. So if you don't have any question, go ahead and register. This particular offer is valid till today, 11:59 p.m. IST. If you have any question, go ahead and ask me, guys. Anybody has any question, guys, which I haven't covered or haven't answered?
Hi Abhishek.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a final year student working as a data analyst.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I want to do a transition to data engineering. I don't want to be in it as a data analyst, and I'm well versed in SQL,
Mm-hmm.
Python, Power BI, DBT tools, and ETL tools. But
Mm-hmm.
I need a I am not getting any like better curriculum towards the Azure. I want to get into Azure cloud
Mm-hmm.
platform, and I want knowledge on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So, which course you will suggest to me?
So suppose as a college graduate, right? College graduates has always like a money problem, right? So now if you feel, so I will not suggest you a combined course because it can be a bit expensive for you. I really suggest you that you either go for one of the course, right? So you can start with, suppose if you feel that you are good and you know SQL, Python, you write like coding and you want to go for a coding side, then you can go for a Databricks and Spark course curriculum live, or you have a money crunch, then you can go for a recording as well for this course. And so I suggest you this if you like coding, but if you don't like coding that much, right, then you can go for Azure Data Engineering course recorded session, because we are not starting live for this course. Choose one of them, because as you're a college graduate, don't like learn too much as of now. Learn enough to get a job first, then you scale from there. So choose Azure Databricks and Spark course curriculum. I think you can go for this because you know SQL. You said that you know Python as well. But if you feel you want to don't use your coding, sometimes you don't like coding, so you can go for a recorded session for this course as well. And yeah, so either go for this or this. If you like coding, go for this. If you don't like coding, you can go for this.
Yeah, I like coding and I am
Yeah,
working as a
go
data
for this.
analyst.
Go for
Which one
this
I
then.
should go for?
Go for this then. And if you don't have money problem, go for live. If you feel that you can and then if you want to go for a recording, if you want to learn in a less of a price, and then as a college graduate, you don't have like much of office timing schedule, and you want to learn whenever you want to learn, you want to finish early, so you can go for a recording as well of this course.
Which one I should buy then?
Suppose if you want to attend live, you can go for Databricks and Spark course live classes. But if you
Okay.
feel you can, if you want to, you can learn with the recording, then you can learn with the recording as well, right? So it's up to you how you want to learn.
For recording the Databricks and Spark is available.
Yeah, so Databricks and Spark, every recording is available. So if you go over in the website, all the recordings are available. So over here in the recorded session, Azure Data Factory only recording is also available. Azure Data Engineering recording is also available. Data Spark recording is also there. Data combined course recording is also there. AWS Data Engineering recording is always there. All the recordings present in the website. So you can buy from the website that you can do, right? So all the recordings are available in the website. So you can go ahead and buy it in 10% discount till tomorrow. It will be available.
Good, thanks.
All right. Anybody has any question, guys?
Hi, Abhishek. I have a question.
Yeah.
You might have heard this a lot of times, but is there anything called as a good cloud to opt for? For example, AWS versus Azure. A lot of people have this discussion, and I live in the UK, and here I have seen like 6 out of 10 jobs are basically Azure jobs. So, is there any cloud which is better than other cloud that has more features or
No,
anything?
no, no. So
Okay,
if you feel Azure is better, then Azure is better.
sure.
So none. It's not like any cloud is better. So suppose I will just tell you one simple thing.
Mm-hmm.
The companies. Suppose my company is also a multinational company, right? So any company who is currently want to shift their infrastructure to cloud, they
Mm-hmm.
don't depend on one cloud. None of the
Right.
company. Reason being that if you depend on one cloud, suppose if my company is dependent on only Azure,
Mm-hmm.
and their infrastructure they shifted to Azure, and then 5, 6 years, 7 years they are moving into Azure itself,
Mm-hmm.
then Azure will, when Azure will increase cost, they cannot say no to them. They need to keep on
Right.
paying them. So
Yes.
what they do, they try to make their infrastructure in such a way that, and also they use, suppose they use for some project they use AWS, for some project they use Azure, so that they can also tell one cloud that, hey, I am using this, so if you don't cost me right, so then
Mm-hmm.
we'll move to this cloud, right? So
Okay.
they can do that kind of a thing. So all the cloud is good, right? So suppose you choose one as per the your research of market research, or if you feel that you have colleagues whom you can speak, your friends already working in some cloud who can guide you in a better way,
Mm-hmm.
or if you feel you have job openings in that particular cloud, if you're searching, then take a step forward. Just don't waste too much time in exploring which cloud is good. All
Right.
the cloud is good. Just like choose one start by
Mm-hmm.
doing a small research for a week or so.
Yeah.
This is what I will suggest. And the opportunities there for AWS cloud as well, GCP cloud as well, Azure cloud is as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we are anyways providing the training for AWS cloud and also for Azure cloud. So if you feel our trainings are better and everything is better, you can choose with us as well. Yeah, that
Sure.
also you can.
Yeah, that definitely helps. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Anybody has another question, guys? Okay. If you don't have any question, you can go ahead and register. This particular offer, which I told, is valid till today, 11:59 p.m. IST, right? So go ahead and register. And if you have any question, you can ask me now. Anybody has any question, guys? Okay. One last time. Anytime anybody has any question, guys, make sure your all the question is answered if you're attending the today's demo. So anybody has any question, guys?
Yeah. Hi, Abhishek.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I already enrolled for a Snowflake data engineering course.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I am already in my company. I am also working in a Spark project only. But
Mm-hmm.
I needs to know about the Azure Databricks. So I'm planning to enroll the course. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, just paying out the 10,000 rupees, right?
Mm-hmm.
That week I can able to do it, but the remaining amount, is it possible whether I can put it EMI based on a credit card?
Yeah, yeah, it's possible.
Is that-
You can do that, yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you can go
Okay.
ahead and pay 10,000 rupees. Rest you can pay by EMI, and we will help you with that. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Anybody has any question, guys? Okay. If you don't have any question, go ahead and register for the course. If you have any question, you can ask me, guys. Make sure your each and every question is answered. You can ask me question anything not related to course. If you have general question about career or you are confused, you don't know what is data engineering, you don't know what is Databricks. So if you have any general doubt, you can ask me. Anybody has any question, guys?
I have one question regarding Microsoft certification, Azure certification. So I see that DP 203 has been discontinued. So is there any alternative that I can do? Um,
Don't do any certification for DP203 is replaced by Fabric certification as of now.
mhm.
But I don't suggest people, from my perception, uh, go for a Fabric certification. Reason being that Fabric is not being used in the production environment yet by the companies because
Okay.
the tool itself is not so mature right now. Uh, what Microsoft did, Microsoft want to just like force people to use Fabric, so they discontinued that certificate, and then they just started Fabric, so that people will start learning Fabric, and then
Right.
they want to encourage, right? But now the all the infrastructure of different companies are based out of Data Factory, Databricks, and then Synapse kind of infrastructure,
Mm-hmm.
and then they are trying to analyze whether their fabric is good enough to move their infrastructure. So
Right.
it's not a easy move ideally, right? So it will take some time, and then
Mm-hmm.
also fabric will further down the line will enhance their its capability. So
Okay.
when it is being done, you can do the in that particular time, at that particular time you can do the fabric certification, but not for now. But
Sure.
now you still feel that you want to make your resume fancy,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can make it fancy anyways. But
Yeah.
for that purpose, if you want to do it, you can go ahead and do it,
Sure.
but not from the learning fabric perspective, because we have anyways a course of fabric which we launched
Mm-hmm.
thinking about that hey, Microsoft has enhanced the fabric and the people will learn it, but we also haven't got like people haven't registered for that particular course because it's less in demand right now, like just
Yeah.
like one two people want to learn it, reason being that their company want to use it, but in general fabric is not being used in the production environment as of now.
Sure. So I have one more follow-up question for that. So would you agree if I say that if you do the fabric certification right now, you may have an early comer advantage because like right now like you'll be like one of the few people who only few people who have that certification. So to just to
No.
make the resume fancy? Do you think that
So,
certification would help?
it depends on company to company. Suppose if a particular company, for example, my company, want to move into Fabric, for example,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I am looking for a data engineer, then it might help you. Okay.
Right.
In
Right.
those cases,
Right.
it can help you, but those requirements are less, right?
Right.
But now, my suggestion to you is don't invest learning Fabric in a very deep manner for now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you can do, you can make do some mock papers or do some quick certification course in Udemy for 5 hours course.
Mm-hmm.
Do some mock papers, do the certification, but
Yeah.
don't like invest
Yeah.
two
Yeah. Sure.
months in learning Fabric. That
Yes.
don't do. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, that's my plan. To
yeah,
yeah, basically take some buy some exam papers from exam topics and complete those certifications and yeah,
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 have that thing ready. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's my
So you
plan.
can do that. Yes.
Yeah.
As Abhishek has just
Sure.
another question.
Uh-huh.
So when we are doing this, when we have this Azure Databricks course, right?
Yeah.
Whether this Databricks, when we trying for certification, whether it will help only for a Spark developer certificate, or it may where we can opt for data engineering Azure. I mean, not Azure.
You can go for
Databricks.
this. You can go for data engineer associate certificate. This certificate you can go for, and also you
Yeah,
can go for
we
professionals.
have a data engineering certificate as well as Spark, right? Especially for Spark. So which one it will covers based on this course? Like
Um, I need to check the course curriculum for the Spark one. I don't have handy. So can you tell me the Spark full name of this that certification?
Spark the
Spark
associate developer, some
Spark Associate Developer. Let me check it.
for a data breach. Yeah.
Apache Spark infrastructure using Spark API, Spark structured streaming, Spark Connect to deploy, Spark UP, developing data frame and API, troubleshooting. Yeah, so everything will be covered. Only this 10% I won't cover. Like basics, I will tell you, but not like in a detailed manner. So only this thing you need to practice a bit. I will cover autoloader. I will cover Stream
Oh,
application using, but I will not teach you a project using Spark. So this probably you need to learn, but I will tell you the infrastructure component Spark SQL also I will tell you. Data set API, data frame API I will tell you. How to troubleshoot the Spark application also I will tell you. How to connect Spark to deploy application also I will tell you, like a Spark, how to connect Spark with SQL Server using Pandas API on Spark, Apache Spark, this also I will tell you.
okay. So basically, maybe if
Sorry.
I
Yeah, go ahead.
working on this course, yeah, maybe if I working on this course, so shall I try directly for a data engineering associates, right? That associate
Yeah.
data engineering.
People, because that is more done by people, so that is why I also written the slide, because it covers
Okay.
Databricks with Spark.
So you will
Yeah,
cover all the topics, right, from that certificate mostly.
yeah,
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
All right, guys. Anybody has any question? Anybody has any question, guys?
This is weekend class or weekday class? I
Weekday
think
class.
uh,
Weekday
what
class.
would be the working days? That it's a daily class or
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 days, 4 days a week.
4 days?
8 p.m. IST for 1 hour.
Mhm. So I'm the Databricks and Spark will take 1 month, correct?
2 months. 2 months.
2 months.
Azure Data Engineering will also 2 months. Database Spark will also 2 months. Combined will take 4 months.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Anybody has any question, guys? Hmm. One last time. Anybody has any question, guys? Okay. So thank you so much for attending the class, right? I think it brings some value for you and your questions are clear. If you're interested for the course curriculum, go ahead and register for the course curriculum. We will see you at 6th June. And if you are not interested in the course curriculum, right, so just try to make notes out of this, right, and then understand how you can follow this going forward, right? And ping us if you have any question anyways going forward, right? Thank you so much for attending the masterclass, guys. See you then. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
Abhishek.
you.
Thank you. Bye.